Basically, this is Future Trading 101. I'm gonna give you guys a very, very overview, bare bones of what it is that we do. Here, I'm gonna mute you guys real quick, and then I'm gonna unmute you after. But anyways, and obviously, yeah, guys, you can ask me questions after, no problem. But anyways, so it's a quick little disclaimer right here. Yeah, just for legalities. But anyway, so what is future trading? All right, so financial independence and freedom, help build capital for other investments. I mean, guys, there's no limit to how much you can make with future trading. I mean, the crazy thing is, while doing this, I mean, myself, I've had $4,000 days, guys. I mean, it's pretty crazy when you consider like how hard it is, but when you get over that initial wall that will be there, you start to see, okay, I can see how people are living in, San Jose Hills, or all these crazy houses and stuff like that. It starts to make sense. But to finish this off right here, you got opportunity to work from anywhere with the internet connection, right? So if you love to travel, all you need is your phone and your laptop, right? Available for all levels of capital, right? So yeah, you can come into the futures market with something very, very minimal, or you can come in with a lot. But obviously, I would recommend that you don't come in with anything at all, that you actually do something called a trading combine. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But the cool thing about that is that you're not using your actual money. You are using these prop firms' money to trade with. So I'll tell you about that later. But right now, it says you can accelerate and alleviation of debt. And that was honestly my biggest thing getting into trading, is that I had a lot of debt piled up, just from whether it be me buying equipment for my clients, because I'm a personal trainer, and also just courses, just stuff that builds up, life, right? But yeah, so that was one of my main reasons for getting into trading. Yeah, get ahead to generate another stream of income. I asked you guys this question when I reached out to you. I know a lot of you guys wanted to make an extra 500, 2,000, some of you even $10,000 a month, right? And as I said before, I mean, the most I did was 4.5 in a day, right? So I'm not going to make it seem like that's my everyday thing, but obviously the goal is to make that the norm. And so if you guys have $500 dreams, I mean, it's definitely possible. Lastly, to close this out, better tax benefits than anything else in the stock market. So you have people in Forex, you have people in option trading. Futures has the best taxes. I'm telling you, like the split. I mean, we'll go into it later. I mean, I'm not going to try to overload you guys, but just know that with futures, you are in a good spot, and you can trade at any time. All right. Usually, if you're trading stock specifically, the market opens at 6:30 a.m. and it closes at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But when it comes down to futures, you can trade at any time, right? 6:30 a.m. is our time, is when the New York session opens. You could do Tokyo time if you are not in the country at the time. So I believe Tokyo is at like 2:30 a.m. our time, and then London is a little bit later. But yeah, just know that it's always around. But my story, many of you know me. I mean, honestly, like my ambition like really started 2015 at Bally's. I asked my old manager, Jalen, who's on this call, actually knows our old manager David, and I asked him, like, bro, like, how do you make more money? Because I noticed that he had a black card. Now is the first time I ever seen a black card in person. Like, you see him in the movies and stuff like that, but you never actually seen it in person. So I was like, yo, how do you make more money? And he's like, well, you need to get into reading, and surround yourself with people who inspire you, So obviously I had to do like a little detox from certain people, certain energy, and I got into reading. Fast forward to that ambition, went into the pandemic, right? So during the pandemic, obviously we're all closed in, and a lot of my friends know that I actually did get into chart reading, and that started off, I want to say, with crypto and option trading. It was both of those right there. But yeah, so option trading is actually, if many of you probably don't know, is actually one of the hardest to get into with the markets, and I did pretty well, right? But then I kind of cooled off. I was looking at other things, and my in crypto it started to cool off. But yeah, I think I have that on there. Yeah, crypto and crypto farming. I was really big in that. And honestly, guys, I put community on there is because, just like anything, what is going to speed you up with trading is having the right community, right? Following the right people on Instagram, subscribing to the right people on YouTube, on TikTok, whatever, right? But you want to really like put yourself in this world, and then you're going to start to see how they live, how they act, how, I guess you could say, how we move within the markets, and then it's going to start to rub off on you, right? So right here, I have this picture here because this is when I first started future trading. Everything looked so noisy, and I'm going to show you my charts in a little bit, but how much cleaner they are. Yeah, what I did, I read my ass off, guys. Like, I mean, I put myself, I mean, I have about 4 books to my left, audio books, podcasts, courses, and proximity. Like I just said, I made sure that I was around successful traders. I didn't want to be around not necessarily beginning traders, but I didn't want to be around people who weren't serious, right? I wanted to see, okay, if I really give this my all, what is on the other side, right? And I should be able to be around people like that, that will show me the way, I guess you can say, right? Practice, yeah. So with futures specifically, I mean, I've been in this industry for 11 months, and I wanted it, guys. So like I dedicated damn near 4 hours every single day. You can ask my girlfriend. Like I was definitely I've been very obsessed with this, because once you see people living the lifestyle that you want to live, you become more motivated, right? Because it's, you start to like fuel that belief, like, okay, it's possible for me because these people bleed just like I do, right? These people go to sleep just like I do. So if they can do it, I can do it, right? So I really, really dedicated myself, put my nose in the books, and things are going really well. So what I started off with, and what I recommend to all of you, you do not open up a brokerage account right now. What you do is something called paper trading, right? And what that means is that you are using a virtual version of the markets, but you're not using your actual money, right? So what I did in the beginning is I used paper trading, right? I really, really try to master, what are my strategies? What is my edge in the market? How consistent am I, right? All that I tracked. I put it down in my notebook right here. Nowadays they have things like you can get the online journals and stuff, but I like to write my stuff down personally. But yeah, I tracked everything that I could, so that when it came down to using real money, I was that much more confident, right? So yeah, common fears. What if I do it and I lose money? 90% of traders fail. I'm not good with numbers. It's too intimidating. Isn't it just like gambling? I don't have money to invest. And the biggest one, it's too risky, right? And 2 of my favorite quotes to combat those fears, because those are legit fears, right? Right here, it says, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your preparation, right? So there's a lot of people that come in here unprepared, and they're surprised for some reason that they don't last, right? You can win on your first trade. Like, let's say that you come in here with $100, right? And you can win, right? I've heard stories of people that off of $100 investment get 5,000, right? I've seen it, and it's definitely possible, right? But you guys already know the answer to this question. What is the likelihood of that person lasting long term? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not very likely. So, and the other quote is, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Mark Zuckerberg. All right. We're not going to move in that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, belief in how to build it. It's essential that you're aligned with your why going into this, right? Everybody has a different why. You've probably seen this, somewhere, if you follow success, right? They're all about their why, right? Whether it be your family, whether it be your kids, whether it be your career, whatever it is, you have to find something that is going to lift you off the mat when you get knocked down. Because in this industry, you will get knocked down, you will lose. There are plenty of trades that you're going to lose, right? The best traders in the world, I want to say statistics are, I think they win 65% of their trades. The best traders in the world, right? 65 to 75%, right around that range, right? But when they lose, the key that the difference between a profitable trader and just somebody who's out there is they know how to manage risk, right? Their wins are so much bigger than their losses, right? They know how to cut a loser very quickly, right? If they don't see it going their way. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so how to build your belief, guys. Like I was just saying earlier, you want to fuel your fire and skill set daily. That's how to win. Social media, reading, courses, etc. So yeah, what are futures and how do I make money? So right here, guys, you can see this was one of my trades that I did, I want to say last month. This was a $2,000 trade. And so the technical answer, I don't know why it's coming up paragraphy like that, sorry. But yeah, technical answer of a future, it's a future is a futures contract is a legal agreement to buy and sell a particular commodity, asset, or security at a predetermined price at a specific time in the future. And how do you make money? Basically, you make money as the value of the contract or contracts increases. So basically, to put that into context in this picture right here, where I have the arrow right here, hopefully you guys can see that. This is where I got in, right? I got 3 contracts right here. Okay. It was valued at $0, right? But I predicted based off of what the market was telling me, and I'm going to show you my charts in a little bit to kind of go into more detail, but I'm not going to overload you too much today. But this was valued at 0. I predicted this thing to go up to this red line right here, and it did. And then what I did was I basically protected my downside, basically saying if it was to reverse, that thing is going to hit this stop loss right there. So I still win in profit, right? It may not be where, and this is basically where it is currently in this picture, that little green line, that's where the price action is. But like I said, if it was to fall, boom, it wouldn't be 2,000. It probably would have been like $1,800, right? But that's profit for the day, right? And that's the most important thing. Yeah, so big question, how can I do this? How long will it take? I think how long will it take is probably one of the most common DMs that I get on Instagram. And yeah, it depends how badly you want it, just like anything, right? How much time you have to dedicate. You get out what you put in. No money is required until you get to the combine section or get coaching. And the combine is basically once you feel that you are good enough, right? When you feel that, okay, I can confidently hit 3,000, and I know I have that confidence in the market, then you can do something called the Combine Challenge. It costs $50. You can use Top Step, you can use Apex. I'll go into more detail later, but that's down the road, months and months after you really have mastered your craft. But yeah, you can start part-time. Just know that it will take longer than somebody who hasn't, who has, I guess, it would take longer than somebody who has a lot of time. So important terms right here. This is where I actually start to share my screen, but these are the candlesticks, right? These are what you see in a cluster on a chart, right? So this is red. I know you see red and green usually, but this is the red one, this is the green one. So essentially right here, I'm going to break it down. This is where the price opens at, right? Let's say it, oh, got to go back. There we go. This is where the price opens at. It goes up, and then basically sellers come in and push this thing down to here. And that's where it closes red. Buyers control the green, sellers control the red, right? So all this is in the middle. And like I said, you're going to see on the chart in a few seconds, all this is a trade battle between buyers and sellers. That's all that is. That's why you're going to see different sizes in a few seconds here. Okay, so let me change the screen here. All right. So why can't I make it smaller? What's going on here? Okay. All right. So try not to get overwhelmed by all this. I'm gonna try to break it down very, very simple. Okay. I just want you to focus on what I'm pointing at, right? So you're gonna hear things like, oh, we're in a bear market, right? That means that everything is pretty much selling off. Okay, that's a bear market, right? A bull market means everything is going up. So basically, there's a lot more buyers in the market than there are sellers, right? So hopefully that makes sense right there. And you're going to see this is the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 has been around since what? 1993, way over here. And then, yeah, you can see over time, it's obviously gone up. That's why people say, if you get money, put your money into stocks, things are going to eventually go up, which they do, right? So I definitely recommend that if you do get some capital from this, yeah, throw it into stocks, throw it into different investments, right? Throw it into real estate, things that appreciate over time, right? But the cool thing about having this as a vehicle is that it accelerates that process, right? It accelerates the you getting more capital to do things with. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, what else is this? Oh yeah, so down here, this is called volume, right? So basically right here, okay, right now we're looking at monthly. Let me go to the 30 minutes, okay? So up here, by the way, these are looking at the S&P 500 from different time frames, right? So let me zoom in here a little bit more. All right, so that means that each of these candles that you see, this is worth 30 minutes of trading, right? So then if I want to go over here, this is 15 minutes of trading per candle, right? So you can look at the market from different perspectives. Once again, I'm not trying to overload you guys with too much, but down here, usually every time you see a spike, that is 6:30 a.m. That's when the market opens, right? So a lot more action is going on. So therefore, that's what's going to make your strategy work. If there is no volume, the likelihood of you having a successful strategy is very, very minimal, right? So that's why you want to make sure that you are there when the market opens, right? Or at least finding the time that works for you. I personally there at 6:30 a.m. every morning because I like there to be volume and I like to have quick wins so I could be in and out of the market. That's how you see people that make $2,000 in 5 minutes and then they're done. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of trading, a lot of action, right? So if you get, not, I don't want to say guess, right? But if you predict the market to be in the right area and you have a bunch of buyers behind you, that's how you get up there so quickly. And then you can be out of the market and done for the day and you can do whatever you want to do. Sounds like a good day to me, right? But anyways, so that's pretty much that. I'm going to unmute you guys real quick. I guess ask to unmute. Do you guys have any questions so far?
Nothing so far.
Nothing so far. All right. Bet.
I guess you'll tell us where to start the paper trail
Oh,
at the end.
yeah. So the paper trading is through TradingView. It's actually what this is on right here. So you'll have different. So paper trading is over here. I personally trade through Tradeovate, but obviously you start here. You don't worry about any of these brokers. You guys just go straight to paper trading, and you try to build that account up. And what I can recommend right now is that you try to hit, because the combine, let's say for top step, I believe there's to have a $50,000 account, right? And that is basically capital to trade with. That's not money that you can put in your bank and go shopping with, right? That is just capital to trade with. And so with that 50,000, your goal is to get the account up to 53,000. So to make $3,000 without losing 2,000. Hope that makes sense right there. All right. So I'm gonna say it again. So your goal is to get up to 3,000. Show that I think it's like you have 30 days to do it, right? 30 days to get your account up 3,000. But you cannot lose more than $2,000, right? And in paper trading, you're gonna see guys, you're gonna see the power. Like it's pretty crazy. When you see, like, you with the click of a button, right, you are up $2,000, right, or you're down $2,000, right? There's a lot of psychological things in this, guys, and I'm gonna bring it back over here real quick to get to kind of dive in a little bit deeper on that point, because I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget anything. This is hard. This is hard as hell, guys. Like, this is easily the hardest thing that I've ever done, over training, over school, anything, right? Because you'll see it on here. Like, I mean, you have to find out what strategy fits your style, right? Some people like to scalp, which is basically being in and out, which is a lot more hectic, but you're done quicker. Or some people that are intraday, which is kind of in the middle, and then swing trading, you hold your stuff overnight, right? But you have to learn to master yourself. Me personally, guys, like, just to be completely real, like, I am very, very competitive for those who don't know me like that. And it's one of those things where what has killed me in the past is, let's say that I am on a losing streak, right? I will keep on trading because I don't want to give up, right? But this is one of those things where that competitive edge is a disadvantage, right? And I had to learn that the hard way, right? I've gotten a lot better at it over time, obviously, just realizing what are my weaknesses and attacking those weaknesses. So you have to really look at this whole thing from the psychological standpoint, right? That's why I put on here is 80% psychology, 20% technical, 20% strategy, right? Because there's so many times, guys, where if you just keep your hands off the mouse, it was going to go to where you were going to say it was going to go, right? But it just did it did have some turbulence on the way. And then, yeah, because you could look at, I mean, if you look back at the charts, guys, I mean, that thing was like this, right? It wasn't like a up, down, right? There was a lot of chop in there. That's what we call chop. So you're going to have to master your emotions. And so there is going to be a level from, yeah, paper trading to the combine. There is going to be a gap right there. There's some people that do phenomenal and practice, just like the NBA, right? There's people that are practice warriors, but once they step on the NBA court, they're trash, right? So and the only difference is the psychology, right? That's the only difference. It's not the skill set, because we can see what you can do in practice. But when it comes to the game, that's a different psychology and something that you guys are going to have to master. On here, you see fear, greed, FOMO, arrogance, self-doubt. All of us humans have that inside of us. But the most important thing is finding out, okay, which one do you have the most of and how do I regulate it, right? Because what is it, 5 of these things here, guys, will destroy your account. It will blow up your account if it's not managed properly. Yeah. And the thing is, yeah, like, let's say, here's an example. Let's say that you win 3 trades in a row. Arrogance will start to come up. Overconfidence will start to come up, right? What do you do to counterbalance that, right? Or you lose 3 trades in a row, right? But you see a perfect setup, but now fear is leading the way, right? So you don't take that trade, and it goes to where you would have gone if you were more confident, right? So, like I said, it's all about finding that middle ground, right, and kind of centering yourself. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. So right here, so I have the intro course on the way. If you guys are waiting for something like that, that is coming February 1st of next year. Putting a lot of work into it. I have a couple of my trading buddies that are going to be on it as well. But if you are somebody who wants to get the ball rolling already, like, just you want to get started and you want me by your side, holding your hand basically through everything, don't mind doing it. I mean, I'm a coach. That's one-on-one coaching. That's going to be $500, and that's a one-time fee, and that takes care of everything. And then, or let's say that you want to trade live with me, that's $50 a month, and you are added to the Discord chat. And the cool thing about you being part of that is that you actually get the intro course at a 90% discount. So just know that that is there. So any questions at all, guys?
Oh, what did you say goes towards the intro course?
90.
The 50? Wait,
Yeah, the 50.
okay.
Yeah. So in that Discord, yeah, there's going to be a lot of value that I'm putting in there. Obviously, yeah, the cool thing with that is that you can trade side by side with me, as I'm in the markets with the paper trade. But the most important thing with that one, obviously, I'm not going to be giving you guys, I'll explain to a certain degree what I'm doing, but I'm not going to give you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go on a full course on why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? A lot of my trades, for the most part, are pretty much in and out. here's ES right here. Let me get this out of the way. But yeah, usually I'm on the 15-minute time frame or the 3-minute time frame, right? So I am very, very quick for the most part, and that's the thing. So it's like the most important thing that how the $50 thing is going to work, guys, is that I'm going to give you links to follow, videos to watch, and obviously I'm going to try to do my best to make videos to give to you guys as well. But what is supply and demand, right? What is liquidity? Little things like that really matter. I'm going to expect you to really dial in on your own. And then when it comes to the markets, having a lot of your homework pretty much already done so that we can, so that if I tell you guys, hey, um, I'm watching this key level right here, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? But yeah, over time, obviously, yeah, if you guys are, $50 a month, that's pretty much nothing compared to what you guys are really going to get out of this. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. So we would be starting Friday tomorrow, actually.
Uh, let's ask questions.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of confused. So the combine is the real thing? Is that what you're saying?
Combine. Yeah. So once you, and honestly, like when it comes down to, by the way, it's my boy Jalen, guys. His name isn't Danielle. But when, yeah, the combine comes months down the road, bro. Like that doesn't come yet. Right now, honestly, the challenge that I would give to you, that I'd want you to do, is to at least in paper trading get to 9,000. Get to 9,000 without losing 3,000. If you can do that, then you get to what do you call it? Do the combine.
You said the combine you need 50,000? Let's do it.
What was that? Sorry.
You said you need 50,000 to do the combine?
No, 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 no. You need $50.
Okay.
So
Oh,
so so yeah. So here I'll show you guys what it is right here. So yeah, this is something like, guys, you don't want to necessarily worry about yet. This is down the road, but this basically explains it right here. So $50 a month, $50 you pay, and that gives you're going for the 50K buying power, right? 100K buying power, 150K buying power, right? So if you, yeah, if you can show them that you can get 3,000 as profit target, right? Don't worry about the maximum position size. You guys shouldn't be trading with 5 yet. Without losing, you get $50,000 buying power, right? So once again, that's not $50,000 to go spend at the mall that you're not going to have. You can't withdraw it, right? It is purely buying power. But with the profits that you make through Top Step, you keep 10,000 of your first 10,000, 100% of it. And then after that, the split goes 90% you, 10% them, right? So they want good traders on their roster. Does that make sense?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really what it is right there. But yeah, don't worry about these two, especially. Like, I mean, you could see like, oh yeah, I have $150,000 buying power, right? That is something, guys, that is far down the road from the standpoint of the psychology, right? Like seeing certain numbers, like think about it, guys. I mean, when is the last time, and I don't know about you guys, I've never gotten $4,500, and I think, how long was that? I think it was 30 minutes. I've never gotten that before, but it took me getting used to seeing certain figures to keep my poise in that moment, right? So my average big trade right now, you guys see it on my stories, is around like say 2,000, 3,000. That's like my average big trade, right? But it took me getting used to seeing $200 first, right? So that is going to be the big step for you guys, is getting used to seeing certain figures on your screen, right? And not panicking, not getting sweaty, not like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more so you being poised and like, okay, I know I'm up this amount, but my strategy says this is where I'm supposed to be. Even though I'm right here, the strategy says it's going to go up here, right? Most people will like get so excited that they panic and sell when that thing could have gone up an extra 30 points. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't worry about the combine yet, but just know that that is something that you want to get ready for down the road. But like, that's what you're preparing yourself for. And that's how you get into the markets with using very, very minimal of your own money, right? Now, with the profits that you make from the prop firms, right? So let's say that Ed comes in and he kills it, right? In his first, let's say 90 days, right? He's a sponge. He's just doing it. And then he takes the prop firm challenge and he kills it, right? Now he has a $50,000 account. And let's say that he's just one of the golden children that get the 10K, right? With that 10K, you want to put that into your own brokerage account. You see what I'm saying? That's the goal, is to eventually bring it back to yours. Because you don't want to split it with anybody, right? Obviously, besides the IRS. But we'll go more into that later. But I mean, for the most part, yeah, that's really what the compound challenge is. And they pay, and it's direct deposit too. They pay on 1st and the 15th. And then also I have another one through Apex. Yeah, so they are the bigger prop firms. They're like one of the OGs. But yeah, you can see that you can get a $250,000 trading with buying power. Profit goal, you got to show them that you can make 15,000 without losing 6,500, right? Now just know it's harder. That's all I gotta say. The bigger the number, just know it is harder. Like, it sounds like, oh damn, I can have that. Like, you have like, glittery eyes, but at the same time, yeah, it's hard. So and then I think that the biggest one I've seen is at 300,000, but you got to show them that you can make 20,000. So back testing is when you use this little replay button. It's still sharing this screen, right? You guys see the charts?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, bet. So replay up here is when you can basically go look at game film, right? So what could I have done in this situation, right? So you kind of go back, go back. Boom. All right. So I just picked a random time, right? So basically we were going to be going over in that one-on-one. Okay, what are we going to do in this situation, right? What is the market telling us? Right. And then, we decide, we go in here in the 15-minute. All right. Is it telling us anything? Oh, the market didn't even open yet. By the way, down here is where you see the market time. So this is Monday. So basically, let's get on over there. I'm going to do something for you guys. All right. So you can see now there's some buyers are stepping in. So you're seeing a lot more green, right? So we're going to go right here. And then, all right. So that's 6:15. So one more is going to be, all right. So you see a lot of buying right here on that one candle. That's a 15-minute candle, by the way. So in the first 15 minutes of the market opening, there was a lot more buyers than there was sellers, right? But obviously that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm just going to come down here and click buy, right? But, there are some people that do that. So let's I don't know, how many contracts. Obviously, the more contracts, the more money you can make, but also the more money you can lose if not done properly. But right here, what is this? That's a little support right there. But let's see if we came in right there. Okay, 15-minute candle. Yep, look at that. See, it went down. Well, it came back up, but it went all the way down to minus $800, -5. For the people that just hold it, and then it went back up, right? But you can see right there in that moment where obviously that wasn't a good that wouldn't have been my strategy personally. I just want to show you guys how quickly it works, right? And then boom, look at that, came right back down. So if you don't know what you're doing, it could be very, very quick on how quickly you lose. So look at that, bam. And that's if you never sell. Some people are like, oh, it's gonna go back around, and then let that thing went all the way down there, went down there. Now you're down $1,400. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's part of me coaching a one-on-one, is teaching what my strategies are, what not to do in the markets. And obviously, yeah, like, sure, you are paper trading and there's a lot of resources that you can get through YouTube and stuff like that. But I do know there's a lot of stuff that a big portion of the, like, what is it, 11 months now, actually, that's December. The 11 months, or damn, I'm about to be a year, that's crazy. But of this 11 months, there's a lot that I could have cut out. And obviously that I want you guys to get profitable as quickly as possible, so you can actually start taking out these profits and, you know, yeah, going shopping and whatnot, or investing. But yeah, I hope that answer your question, Jalen.
Yep.
All right, bet.